1 year, 2,000 mile update on the Lauf Uthald. Everything works pretty much perfect, just like it did out of the box. Wheels are round and true. Shifting is super smooth. That's big. Pedal backwards, no problem. So I've made just a couple changes from the stock setup. Went from a 100 millimeter stem to a 110. This is a size large, and I'm 6'2" with a 33-inch inseam. Between that little bit more reach on the stem, that extra reach that you get with the red E1 levers, really makes for a comfortable ride. I do have my saddle all the way back to give myself a little bit more space, and I feel like that combined with a little bit of give in the back of this really makes for a comfortable ride. Get a closer look at everything here. That road smoothie handlebar really does eat vibrations. I like this Lauf tape that came stock. It's got just a little bit of wear, but it still feels really nice. You can see the paint is still nice and shiny. These little bit of scratches that you see here, that's from the frame bag there. A little bit here, again, not a crack on Lauf. That's where the straps in my frame bag rubbed a little bit. Definitely a little bit more right here, but really durable. I'd say this paint is about as good as any paint I've had on a carbon bike. I've had some big name brand bikes where the paint kind of just flakes off. These zip wheels have been perfectly round and true. The Maxxis rubber rides real nice. The SRAM red brakes work beautifully. A little bit of discoloration on the rotors, but they stop nice and true. A little bit of throw on the lever, just right for me. I do really like these extra buttons that the SRAM red E1 levers come with. I have this actually set up to shift the rear derailleur, so I can control my rear derailleur just with this lever. And then I have that button set up to shift my front derailleur. Bring that back up. Yeah. So rather than having that stock double tap, having to hit both buttons at once, I like using that single button to do the front shift, which I really don't need to that often. That's a 4835, so you can get a lot out of the 1036 cassette back here without ever having to shift the front. But I do like having a 2x chain set. I gotta say, the low gear on this, the 35, this down in here. 35, 48 with the red 1036 gives me just a ridiculously small gear. Very smooth, even in the big, easy back pedaling. Having that single button on the left shifter operate my front derailleur also means that when I'm in the work stand, pretty easy. That little skip there was leaving me really soft pedaling through the shift. Push it down, bring it up. Let's watch that front derailleur as we walk down the cassette. Start at blue. That's auto trim. Back up to the side. Just auto trim again. Back down. Stock tires on the Uthald Maxxis High Road 32C. You can see if you clock this around just a little bit, there is the tread wear indicator. It's actually two of these that are opposite. Another one right there. Tread wear indicator. You can see that is indicating where this little hole is. And that's my front tire, and it looks pretty good. The rear has just a little more wear indicated by that. So when that hole is no longer visible where it's supposed to be, they say your tire's worn out. These have maybe 2,000 miles on them. They look good.